Joe Wicks yesterday has now launched a campaign and documentary with Channel 4, which is going over ultra-processed foods and how terrible it is for our society and people as a whole. However, the weird tactic in which he's done is, of all the things he could have chosen to really target, like junk food or snack bars, he's decided to focus on attacking protein bars by ironically creating the world's most dangerous protein bar.
I can finally reveal I've created my very own chocolate orange protein bar. Look here, it looks amazing. It tastes delicious, but the truth is many of the ingredients in this product and lots of other ultra processed food items are really potentially harmful to our health. In fact, excessive consumption of the Killer Bar, which is the UK's most dangerous health bar, can increase the risk of diarrhea, cancer, stroke and early deaths. And the worrying thing of all is this is legally available to buy right now at killerbar.co.uk.
So the issue is that instead of picking something more obvious that in reality most people are going to use, he's decided to take a protein bar, which is, kind of ridiculous because let's be real, the regular person does not have protein bars. They have a regular chocolate bar, and the person who will choose a protein bar is likely already someone that's trying to make healthy changes in their life already. So down the line, they probably are going to naturally, get closer to having single ingredient foods and just in general, making better choices. You could run down any aisle of any supermarket and grab an item that probably would be better for you to choose. But instead, he's made a fake protein bar. Well, it's not even fake, it's a real protein bar, which he actually is going to sell. If the aim is to spread awareness, then why not even do this whole documentary and everything, but not sell the product? The fact you're selling the product, regardless of where you're going to say the proceeds go to, it is going to somewhere down the line trickle to your pockets.
This is a vehicle to put pressure on the government to change the way these items are labelled and marketed to us. And be honest, put transparent, truthful health warnings on these foods. Go and check out killerbar.co.uk, but remember, I do say on this bar, do not eat this bar.
So it's really conflicting because on the surface, I agree with the message of what he's saying. Like, going against ultra-processed foods in our society is a good thing because loads of foods are really over-engineered to perfectly be palatable to your taste, to make you almost addictive to the point where it overrides your hunger signals to be like, I'm full, eat no more. It's basically getting to that point where your body craves it, damn near like crack. So I wouldn't even mind if he does go forth with this, trying to get government to make legislation across the board on various things to maybe limit the amount of crap they put in the foods. However, the fact you're going over ultra processed foods, there's so many different things you could do. Let's just say how many people in the UK alone eat Pringles. Have you ever seen how Pringles are made to artificially get your brain going to the point where you can't have one? There's a reason why that is the marketing behind Pringles. I remember I saw a video by this channel here. I'm going to put the picture here so you can see it. Check out this video. It is an incredible video that breaks down the ultra processed foods and basically the issues with it.
Ultra processed foods are often cheap and convenient.
Because here's the thing, ultra processed food isn't just junk food. It's showing up places you wouldn't expect. It has taken over the grocery store.
It's a very, very, very in-depth and really good video. It is based in America, but the principles still stand. Also, if you're enjoying this video, please do me a favor and hit the video with a thumbs up. Thank you. Back to the video.
Joe Wicks is on a mission.
I'm gonna make this and sell it.
He's creating a protein bar
This is ultra processing.
that could potentially kill you.
I want the maximum amount of each harmful ingredient while staying within the legal limit. Show just how ridiculous the food system really is.
But why protein bars as the main focus? For example, just look here. He has a picture of him with his daughter going to a random little play area where kids go, soft play. And he's more or less made a very detailed comment here talking about how it's sad to see that as soon as he went into the soft play area, the first thing he saw was a snack machine in there that's basically just got ultra processed food that kids are going to likely eat in heaps. But the funny thing is, if you look at the machine, I don't see no protein bars in there. It's just non-stop regular snacks. You got crisps in there. You got random chocolate bars, you got Kit Kats, Snickers, random M&Ms, Smarties. These are all the things that most people realistically eat. So why not make a fake candy bar? Because I get the message of trying to show everyone, look, I can make something that's terrible and it can still be sold. But why demonize the one area that most people that consume that product are going to probably be trying to change their lives anyway? that isn't the audience that you need to really focus on. It's the mass. Why fight the niche when you can really try and help the large majority of people? And here we have him going on Good Morning Britain, which is like a fairly big show in the UK, more or less breaking down why he's doing this and the thought process. So maybe, just maybe, he will convince us as to why he's decided to go this route.
He famously brought fitness and nutrition into our front rooms and onto our phones. Active body coach Joe Wicks, well, he's taking on the government in a new documentary. It's about ultra-processed food.
Joe Wicks joins us now. Now, the list of ingredients is astonishing.
The texture, you'll realise it's just all like powders. None of it's actually whole ingredients. The reality is this is just symbolic. I'm not targeting protein bars on its own.
Yes, you are. You are specifically targeting protein bars. Like, your language may say ultra processed foods, but the fact that you're specifically chosen to make a protein bar and consistently are showing this bar to the layman. And the problem, the biggest problem actually, before we even get even deeper into the video, is this is demonizing protein bars. Honestly, I'm being completely honest myself, I do recommend people not to overconsume protein bars. However, if you are someone that struggles to get in your protein, or maybe it's more cost effective for you, or you're someone that craves real chocolate bars often, protein bars are a great option for you for reducing cravings, may help you with your wallet a bit, and in general, it's a better alternative to just having a regular candy bar if you're someone that likes to overindulge. Now, if you just want to have a regular chocolate bar every so often, I'm not even against that either. However, the way that this is all created and marketed, it is literally to confuse people, because the regular person is just gonna be like, oh, protein bars, I didn't know they were that terrible. When in reality, it's everything. It's the most of the food you're eating. And I am still someone that believes in balance, so I do eat the ultra processed food. I'm trying to find something I can't find at the moment, but there is some things I will eat in moderation, because context matters. Eating these foods in some other vacuum, like not often, is not going to be terrible. Now, if you live off these things all the time, then yeah, of course they will. But anyways, we're going to go into more of the claims that he says about like protein bars. But as a whole, comment down below your thoughts so far on this whole standpoint.
This is a symbol of like the fact that I can sell this legally, and it contains ingredients that are harmful to us, because excessive consumption may increase the risk of diarrhea, cancer, stroke, and early death.
Okay, his statements there was excessive consumption may cause, let me roll that back. What else did he say? All right, the devil is in the details. This is why you have to kind of pay attention. People say these things. So in case you can't read them, one says diarrhea, which I guess if you eat a lot of them, I guess so, especially if it's high in fiber, because, you know, gets the bowels moving. Cancer, oh my God, stroke and early death. I didn't realize you said those. See, now those three claims specifically are the ones you have to really focus on. I can let the diarrhea one fly, because I have known people that have 3 or 4 protein bars in a day, which I believe is too much. I recommend personally no more than 1, 2 at absolute max. The cancer, stroke and early death, that is the thing that is going to scare people, because they're not just going to think about your protein bar that you've made. They're going to think about protein bars in general, because they're just going to think of that product, like the category. So you have to then put claims. For example, if you're saying that eating a protein bar can cause cancer, stroke and early death, you have to kind of let them know, well, how much of this do I eat before I'm to that level? Because there's going to be some random person that maybe just like getting into fitness, that doesn't know any better, that's been eating protein bars, that comes along, sees someone of his huge audience of 3 million followers on YouTube and God knows how many on Instagram, and just see him as a source of advice, and they see him saying this stuff and they're like, oh damn, I didn't know that, and I'm just going to stop eating protein bars. Now, if they stop eating protein bars and go eat more high protein foods, I'm all for that. However, most people, what they'll do is they'll stop that, and because they still have that craving for snacky type foods, they'll probably go back to eating a regular candy bar, not knowing it's the same bullshit. So I do think when you put claims like that on there, it should definitely have an asterisk and say, if you eat to get to that level of early death, I feel unless you choke on the bar itself, you probably gotta eat 100 a day. But I would bet money that him himself does not know of the study, has never looked at the study, and I believe probably the marketing team for this Channel 4 series is going to be bringing out has just given him talking points, and those talking points just said literally, make sure you mention the 4 things on the back, how ultra processed food is bad, but also keep showing this damn bar, because that's the gimmick that they're using. Because at the end of the day, this is a TV show, and for them to sell TV shows, it's gotta be snazzy. But yeah, sorry for the rant. Let's get back.
And the aim of this bar, this isn't about making money, it's about putting pressure on the government to put these health warnings. So in Chile and other South American countries, they've got health warnings that are honest about the foods and the ultra-processed ingredients. And it's reduced the consumption of these foods in those territories. So
I do think that is a great thing, because most people, they don't look at the ingredients. Very few people, you know what I mean, look at the ingredients of everything they eat.
This is something that's really important. You know, diet is killing us. The foods we're eating, I know it's quite shocking and it's quite provocative to hear that, but you know, there's so much research now linked to these, ingredients, and it's not good for our health. And yet, 80% of a child's diet in the UK in low-income families is coming from ultra-processed foods.
But is it coming from protein bars? Is 80% of the kids that you're talking about eating protein bars? Probably not. So it kind of makes you wonder. Once again, why not cast your net wide? Why not go for, if he had just done like a regular chocolate bar, this whole thing I feel like would make sense. It's the fact that he's decided to go for something that most people that consume these products are probably healthier than the majority anyway. I just feel like you almost shoot yourself in the foot with statements like that, because yeah, you're trying to apply this product that you've made, which is a fitness product, to a wide audience of people that likely would never eat it. A lot of people that watch this thing probably were like, well, that's why I don't eat protein bars. Meanwhile, they're snacking down on McDonald's and eating some bullshit Rustler's burger.
But the truth is, the argument, like, it's about moderation. We should enjoy these foods. We should. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't eat these foods, but it's the sheer volume.
Although don't eat this one.
Yeah, it's the sheer volume of the amount of our diet coming from ultra-processed foods is what's linked to illness, and it's killing us.
And that is the claim he has then applied to each of these products. So I agree, and I think many of us will, like, living a lifestyle that is predominantly 89% ultra-processed food is not going to lead to great outcomes. The things that you state on the bar, the cancer, early death, stroke, all those things, diarrhea, those things then come into play. The problem is when you put it on an individual bar and then you focus on this one thing, obviously I understand on these shows, they don't want you to go in mad detail, but the way it's marketed and gimmicked, it really does make people more confused. And that's the biggest issue I think I have with it. Yeah, it's silly that he's chosen protein bars, but the more harmful thing is that it really is going to confuse the people that don't know any better. For example, me and many of you watching likely that are into fitness aren't really going to be swayed by this. However, we all know the biggest portion of people that need advice when it comes to nutrition and their health is just a regular person that doesn't really know that much. They still believe that eating eggs is damn near terrible for everything, but eggs is a great protein source. They still believe many fitness myths that have literally been long removed from many of our minds for like damn near a decade now. So those people that don't know any better, those are the ones that are going to likely be confused and literally not be sure what to eat and feel like there's no escaping. It's the same people that like demonize fruits as having sugar in it, which confuses regular people because like, well, if fruits has loads of sugar in it anyway, I might as well just keep having my Haribo, keep having my sweets. These are the people that get confused and overwhelmed by too much information without the proper context. And thankfully, in the comments, some of these fitness people have basically been kind of calling them out a bit. For example, he said, this person here, the ginger guy, great name. You're wrong on so many levels about this, Joe. Once again, another piece of marketing that just looks crazy. Like, it really does demonize the stupid bar. But it is what it is. I know this video is probably a little bit long, so if you've made it this far in the video, please hit the video with a thumbs up. I highly appreciate it. And also, please comment down below your thoughts on this whole thing. Like, do you agree with Joe? Do you think that all of these things should be banned? I know there's some people that are like a super naturalist that would say that, but I feel like you have to remember it's the feasibility. What is the best approach to get the regular person to improve their diet? There's a middle ground before like getting to like being able to eat nothing but single digit ingredient foods. Very few people go from eating 90% of shit like most people do to 100% clean. The middle ground often is used by things like this to get you to a point where you can actually wean yourself off the other things. But anyways, I'll leave it to you guys to decide in the comments. Be sure to hit here if you want to watch another video.